Welcome to Lake Muskoka, where I am so excited to be able to share with you a peek of our beautiful cottage bunkie that is featured in the July-August issue of House & Home magazine. This is something that's so exciting for me to be in the magazine for the second time this year with our second 8-page spread is so special, and I'm really excited to be able to show you guys our bunkie that we've been holding on to for the last year, as we knew that it was coming out in this issue, but I did not have any idea that it was going to be this big of a spread. So I am so excited to share it with you guys. The bunkie was built to house overflow guests for when we have, lots of people at our main cottage, and we wanted our guests to be able to have a bit of their own space. And so we built this 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom bunkie with a full kitchen, a beautiful gas fireplace, complete with a marble surround, a bunk room, and its own little patio. And it's something that is a really special spot. It is very cohesive with the design of the main cottage, but it has its own little personality. And there are certain features in there that I absolutely love. For example, we didn't do any upper cabinets in the kitchen. I wanted a big, beautiful window that looks out into the forest and makes you feel like you're in your own little bubble in this beautiful place. And I am so excited to share it with you guys. I am so grateful to House & Home for giving us our second huge feature this year, and I can't wait for you guys to see the bunkie in all of its glory in the issue on newsstands now. We have a beautiful new cabinet that was made by our trim guys to cover the electrical panel. Originally, we were gonna do like custom millwork in here, but it just felt like didn't maybe need to spend the money on it to do something like super fancy. So this is just MDF, turned out really nicely. So our electrical panel's in here, and then Fraser's got a couple shelves that he can put whatever towels, extra shoes, that kind of thing. And then we're doing custom mirrors on either side. This is the gym. It's gonna be great. One thing that we had to modify just actually this morning was this duct right here. It was supposed to be over about 6 inches. It was supposed to be closer in line with like the door opening so that we could have the depth of our cabinetry without running into that. Too difficult to move it now. So Dwayne is going to essentially cut out a portion of the flat crown piece that's going at the top of the millwork so that we can have grooves in it, which will allow this to have airflow. But I don't want it, it was gonna be like a really nice detailed crown molding piece, and I still wanna have a little bit of that character. So what Dwayne's actually gonna do now is create like a valance with a little bit of a scallop detail on it to cover a portion of that flat crown so that it still looks like it has a bit of visual interest. It's a detail that probably won't be noticed by too many, but it makes me really happy. I don't know also if I've shown you guys the basement bathroom yet. It's done. It's hard because there's no lighting down here, but at least you can see how my vintage tiles have finally been installed. This is them. We had to pivot at the very last minute for this color wall tile because the one that we had originally spec'd was unexpectedly delayed by another like 8 weeks, and we didn't have the time to be able to wait for it. So we were able to find a very similar color that actually is a little bit more pale blue than the original one was, but I love it. It looks amazing all together. I am gonna change the paint color though that I had previously selected for the wainscoting. It was gonna be kind of a similar like butter yellow to what's upstairs, but I think just with the change in this tile and the tones that are coming together now from the floor tile and the wall tile, I wanna do something that's a little bit more in line with that. So that's what I'm gonna do, but it looks so great in there. So the kitchen is going to be going in the first week of June. I've just got confirmation on that, which I'm so happy about. That is kind of like the final piece. Right now we're doing front entry cabinetry. Then they are going to be installing the primary bedroom walk-in closet and the kids' closets as well. The kids' closets are just getting like inserts, more of like shelving and drawers and stuff, as opposed to custom doors and stuff. They're just getting regular interior doors, which is just fine. They're gonna have plenty of space and it's gonna be very organized in there, and they both have built-in laundry hampers. For the kitchen, we've got this main run here. We have the return here. This window caused a few headaches. At first, they were actually the wrong size. And then the second time, they were installed and I was standing here kind of like finally with the windows installed, being able to like pretend to open it and pass something through. And I realized that they were set so far back and actually flush with the exterior of the house rather than the interior of the house, that once an additional 24 inches of countertop space was added on, I wouldn't have been even like remotely tall or long enough to be able to actually reach the handles to open them. So we had to pivot. We had to remove the windows from where they were and pull them in. They probably came in about 6 to 8 inches. So that went from 24 plus, 6 or 8 inches. So like 30 to 32 inches of depth away from me to now they're just 24 inches deep away from me. So they're going to be essentially flush with the wall of the house. And so I'll be able to stand here, open them. I mean, it's still going to be a bit of a reach for sure, but it's definitely better than it was. Hopefully I can still realize all my dreams with those windows. And then we've got the pantry going in as well. And other than that, we're pretty much wrapped for millwork. So once millwork is done, which will be hopefully like end of the second week of June, then Salim will be back to template the rest of the counters. So he will be doing kitchen counter and our bathroom counter at the same time. The perimeter kitchen counter and our bathroom counter are the same. They're both the Calcutta Da Vinci slabs. And so he's gonna cut both of those at the same time, even though the primary bathroom is ready to go now. And then the island is a quartzite. It's called Everest. It's gonna be so beautiful. All those slabs are from Cava. I picked them so long ago now, and they're just something I'm very excited to see go in. But aside from that, like by the end of June, millwork, countertops, and pretty much all paint will be done. We've got this August 15th timeline that Fraser keeps being like, we'll actually be in at the end of June or beginning of July, but there are still so many of the like small finishing details that need to go in. All the light fixtures need to be installed. Wallpaper needs to go in, mirrors, furniture, drapery, Romans, all of that. So there's still a lot of things to happen between the time that millwork is done and painting is done, but it's like really, really in the home stretch now. When I was in California a couple of weeks ago, Fraser and I were walking around Laguna Beach one day, and there's super cute stores and a lot of galleries are there. And so I popped into one because I really, really loved the painting that was on display in the window. And I have this painting that my grandmother gave me that's this beautiful like oil painting of a bird cage and some florals in the background. And the painting in the window of this gallery reminded me a lot of that. And that's the type of art that I'm trying to curate for this house. So I walked into the gallery, met the artist. His name is Mark Whitney, and he was lovely. And he gave me a whole bunch of, lessons on his style of painting and what inspires him and all of that. And I really, really wanted to buy a piece of art. So original art is not necessarily, achievable for me in most price points. However, this was something that I knew that I really wanted to invest in and buy what I could afford. So I ended up buying a beautiful piece. It's, I think, like 11 by 14. And it's an oil painting of a meadow just outside of his backyard, which is just so inspiring as it is. It's really, really beautiful. And just to be able to purchase something, it's not a print, it's actually like the original copy. And, it was something that I have saved for and was really quite proud of buying. And Fraser took a picture of me with it right outside the gallery when we left. And at first, Fraser was in the gallery with me and we were chatting and whatever. And then he was just kind of like, okay, I'll leave you to it. And he came back in like 20 minutes later and he's like, what are you doing? And as he looks at me and says that, I'm at the checkout, like paying for it. So he's like, why is this not surprising? I had a feeling you would probably do something like this. So I made the investment. I'm not 100% sure where it's going to go in the house yet. The cabinet with the marble top that I bought at the door store a few weeks ago is the perfect size for the scale of that painting. And so I'd love to pair the two together. So they're either going to go together as a little vignette on the main floor, just between the living room and the kitchen, or they're going to go upstairs just outside of our room. I am looking for a console table or a piece of furniture to go just outside of our room. So it actually might end up being that cabinet from the door store with the painting. I think that would be a lovely little piece. The only problem with that is that they're both so beautiful that I don't know that I want them on the second floor. I think maybe I want them on the main floor, but we will see. I do have a spot down here that can fit, and then I also have the spot upstairs, so we will see where it ultimately lives. Oh yeah, wow, it's really dark in here. Oh my God, look how good it looks. Wow, I mean, I don't normally do so much color, but the color is bringing out so much happiness and joy for me. You don't always have to do white trim, white baseboards, white doors. This house will be a a lesson on whether it's too much color or a perfect amount. But man, it looks so good. We are now officially complete with flooring, tiling, as much electrical as we can for now, and we are on millwork, painting, countertops. There was a lot of progress today alone with countertops and with millwork, and the next few weeks are going to be so great. It should be done by middle of June for all kitchen cabinetry and everything else that's still outstanding for millwork. And then we've got the countertops getting templated. Those should be in for the end of June. Then painting is going to be pretty much wrapped by the end of June as well. Then we'll be moving on to staining the stairs and the railings and getting wallpaper installed and starting to install our light fixtures and starting to move in.